So today we are going to see this article on attrition in companies. So attrition means people leaving the company, right? So this is a quarterly report by McKinsey. All credits to them. So yeah, this was dated 8th September, and yeah, it's regarding the attrition rate, and there's a survey over here, right? So what they say is more than 50 million US workers and counting have quit their jobs since April 2021, a record pace disrupting business everywhere. So businesses are getting disrupted, is what they say. Companies are struggling to address the problems, and yeah, why, why would that happen? Because they don't want to understand why their employees are leaving in the first place. They rather than taking the time to investigate the cause of attrition, they're just you know just bumping up the salaries or the wages and giving them time bonuses, one time bonuses, and that's what this says, right? So thank you bonuses without making any effort. So what these managers and you know leads should be doing, management should be doing, just talk to them, just treat them with value, you know So yeah, that's what here you can see. So rather than sensing appreciation, they are sensing a transaction. The employees are sensing a transactional relationship, give and take, not any value in relationships between people. What should be ideally the condition there. So 18 months has so the past 18 months of the pandemic has taught what that we humans are more important. The time is important, and people value people more since people are losing people due to this pandemic, right? So that one thing should be kept in mind at least, given the work from home situation or anything. So they are not valuing their employees in the first place. So everything is a transactional basis, not on you know uh, relationship basis. So yeah, so by not understanding what their employees are running from and what they might do gravitate to, company leaders are putting their very businesses at risk, right? So yeah, so the great attrition is coming, like the great fall, the great collapse, the great attrition. So what we are seeing here. Let's see the survey, right? So the survey size, the sample size, okay. So 40%. So this is a like it's a percentage basis, right? So likelihood that the people will leave their current job in the next 3 to 6 months. So in 1 2 quarters, what people are trying to do, 22%, 40% are somewhat likely, like ranging from almost certain to somewhat likely. So it's a gray zone over here, and these are like zero. So they are at a white, zero binary. These are like greater than zero, right? So they might leave, they want to leave depending on what. And if you see further, the survey encompassed Australia, Canada, Singapore, UK, and US, and the sample size of 4,900. So yeah, see, so white collar jobs, what we see, the you know proper office jobs, software, whatever, or management, ranging from various seniority levels. So yeah, so see, 41% of them also want to leave. And what I'll show you further is, mm, are you experiencing? So people are sensing a greater sense of, greater share of people leaving than usual. So this year, so this was a sample size of 250. So more people are sensing this, that more people are trying to leave the company, their colleagues or whatever. So 53% of this 250 sample size feels that you know uh, they might leave, or their colleagues might leave, their workmates. So after that there was a follow-up question. So 53, and so there's 132. So is it going to increase? So people are saying that it might increase or it will remain the same. So it's a good, you know not good, but yeah, from the point of view of voluntary retirement or turnover. So that's going to either remain the same or greater, like increase. That's what most of the people feel, 64%. And see, so this is the main thing I was talking about. So people are leaving even without the next job in their hand. So 40%, so 36% are who had quit their job did so without having a new job in hand. So they are trying, not trying, they are actually taking a leap of faith. So they're jumping the boat without finding the next boat or the platform to land on. So this is yet another way the great attrition differs fundamentally from the previous turn. Okay, so people are just trying to jump. So 36% didn't have any offer, they just jumped. So 845 was the sample size for this. So what will be the future, similarity? So these have already left, recently quit, but what about somewhat likely to quit? So if we see, so out of this 22, 22% of whatever the sample size was for this. So what we're seeing here is 1960. So sample size of 1960. So 64%. So majority are trying to leave. They will leave. They are trying to jump the ship without anything. So 40, 36%, 40. So that's what. So people just want to jump their jobs. Why? Because they don't sense any value being given to them. They're just treated like machines. Especially given the work from home, you can, like, people are like, management people or the company is trying to overwork them. They're trying to make them sit all day long. So what I've got here is one, you know uh, podcast from Finshots Daily. All credits to them. So listen to what they
IT
have to say.
companies for greener pastures. And
So
then there's the attrition that's plaguing the industry. Employees are leaving these legacy IT companies for greener pastures. IT firms like Infosys and Wipro are losing 1 in 5 employees every year now. And trying to retain these good folks will no doubt push costs higher.
yeah, so what they said was, so the credit goes to Finshots Daily. Okay, this podcast I picked up from Spotify. So yeah, I link this in the description below. So what they said was, people are leaving companies for greener pastures for more money. So in India we have this IT MNCs. So they said that 20%, like one in uh, five are are trying to
And
just
then
jump.
there's the attrition that's plaguing the industry. Employees are leaving these legacy IT companies for greener pastures. IT firms like Infosys and Wipro are losing 1 in 5 employees every year.
Yeah, so every year, so this fiscal year, so the attrition rate has gone up to 20% for Infosys and Wipro. So Wipro attrition, so what I saw last was 20, not 20. So that was, so here we see first quarter of FY 2022, the attrition rate was 15.5. Here Wipro, so 20.5 from 15.5 in Q1. So yeah, so previous quarter it was 15.5. The first quarter, you know, uh, first quarter of FY 2022. So April to June, right? So April to June, the attrition rate was 15.5. It shot up to 20%. 1 in 5 are leaving. Same with Infosys, I guess. That's what I heard. We heard in this, podcast. So Infosys to hire 45,000 college graduates as attrition rate is sharply rising, right? So see, so there is 35,000 and 10,000 plus in compared to the last fiscal. Yeah, so attrition rate, so see 20%. So 1 in 5 are leaving compared to the last year. Okay, so okay. So now see, one reason for this attrition in India would be the digitalization of each and everything, right? So unicorns are booming, like crazy booming. IPOs are coming up left, right. Nika, Oyo, Paytm, all are rising their IPOs in the Indian stock market. So you know, mm, unicorns are booming like anything. So they'll be hiring more, and other product-based companies, if not these IT companies, right? So they are also trying to hire more people. So if you compare this IT services, so a product-based company has more responsibilities, more talent over there. So whoever feels like undervalued, or if they feel they are valued and they are able to get into the any product-based companies, eh, so they are just jumping there. So yeah, see, startups are a very attractive place for many of our employees. So startups, unicorns are just sucking in people. Yeah, just the exact word which I thought of. Sucking trained employees. So IT companies train people. So if someone is not trained enough, so they manage to get into these IT companies. They stay in for a year, two, three, few years. Get trained all they can, or they get trained. Learning will be there, and these unicorns are just sucking their employees from there. So yeah, so the attrition rate is just growing and growing. So uh, the CEO of Wipro, Thierry Delaporte. So yeah, so they are hiring more twice, right? Not just more. They are hiring twice as many freshers than the last year. They will increase it in another year, uh, like another 30% by the next year. So this quarter they added 8,000 employees. Trend is positive. They're trying to create a flexible hybrid work from home or home work models, investing in reskilling. So these people are investing in reskilling, and startups are just sucking the people from there. So they so the actual attrition is higher than what they like to be, what they would like it to be. And so yeah, it's not specific to Wipro, as we see in Infosys just now. So they are trying to work on ways to reduce attrition, prepared to take it will. Okay, so I don't think this attrition condition, yeah, it will take some quarters to just settle down. But startups are just a marketplace for freshers, and not even freshers, even entry level, or associate level, like few years, mm, so that people just ramp themselves up and jump to the next destination or next place where they feel they'd be in a better position. So no doubt, even the startups would be experiencing the same. But yeah, that's what it is. So even TCS had a jump. See, all these IT companies had single digit last year or last to last year, right? So now just look at this crazy rate, right? 30%, 20%, 15 to 8 to 15, then 15 to 20. So everything pieces had the least attrition rate, so they are maintaining that position even now. But right, they are just people are just leaving the companies left and right. So yeah, currency. Yeah, so currency has been the forex exchange, right? Foreign currency, USD to INR. So the IT companies receive their revenues from the US clients in dollars, and if you have higher value for dollar in rupees, so they are profiting when converting to Indian rupees, right? So if $1 was 74 rupees previously, let me reverse. So before, if they used to get 1 USD, their revenue used to get converted to 74 rupees when they used to get converted. Now the dollar rate has gone up to 75. So for each rupee, each dollar they are receiving one extra rupee. So $1 billion, like $1 billion. So will become $75 billion instead of 74. Just an example. So that is one reason why IT is booming, and definitely the pandemic is a good boost to the IT sector in India. So I think these companies who are seeing attrition, at least these IT companies where people are getting hired in mass, so they must at least get a structured survey or some kind of thing. So people, okay, I let this out, expanded. So people located in different, but so work from home is enabling this switching jobs, right, easily. 87% are just jumping because work from home. So this is a huge boost, I guess, in at least in the states. So samples, I just do it. Employers can't fix what they don't understand. So that's what I was saying. People, senior level must understand why employees are leaving. They should talk to their employees, or I don't know. They, not just talk. They should just make it uh, what we can say, the workplace friendly, more than transaction give and take, up and down. So they're not people. See, employers were asked why their people quit. So you know they cited compensation, work life balance. Yeah, so as I said, work life balance will play a good role in overworking these people from home, right? So these issues matter to employees. So it mattered to the employees more than the employees thought they did, right? So it was more important to the employees than the employers thought. Oh, okay. So earlier, exactly what I was saying earlier, that employees stated that they didn't feel valued. Either, you know, yeah, yeah, exactly. So they didn't feel valued, didn't feel a sense of belonging at work. Here we go to ethnic groups and all. I don't want to get into it. Employees view. Okay, so this is a good you know graph, you can say, a good division. See what's important, what's not important. So as per employees, this is most important, valued by managers, sense of belonging, valued by organ. So flexible work schedule, so that matters most to the employees, right? But what employers think, ability to work remotely is too good, development opportunities there means it's good, right? So it's not important to the employees because it's in the negative y-axis, right? Employers are thinking on a different scale, horizontal scale. So what employers think are important and what employees think are important are completely different. They ought to be different since they are in a different quadrant. But what we see is, what's more important, doing meaningful work is not important at all, either to the employees or the employers. So it's not. So this is absolutely not important to any of these, not the giver nor the taker. Negative interactions. I don't know why this stands here. It should have been somewhere here, right? Ability to work autonomously, not at all important. Living in a desirable location, starting a business. So employers fear this the most, getting their employees getting poached by another company. So that matters the most to them, and ability to work remotely matters the most, right? What else we got? Relational factors. Yeah, see, this is a objective thing. Ability to work remotely, development opportunity, and this is a absolutely subjective thing, right? It's an emotional EQ thing. People with good EQ will obviously value this more. So start turning attrition into attraction. Do we shelter toxic right places? How strong was a culture? This could be a bit important. You know, before work from home and all this started. This the thing I talked before. You know, employee priority. So what I'm seeing right here, right? So it's not more about benefits and all, not about objective things, money and all. I don't think it's being given more importance. It is important, but not as much as employers think. So employers are just, as I said, we saw before, right? Employers are just bumping up their pay, and thank you bonuses, one time bonuses like these, giving hikes, increasing the fresher salaries. As you saw here, they will obviously increase the salaries as well. Was it there somewhere, or did I just dream about it? Obviously they have to, or either they have to increase the company has so Infosys has increased the number of promotions. Yeah, so either, and they will next couple. So both are saying the same thing, Wipro and Infi. So both are saying that it will take a few quarters to for this attrition situation to improve. Yeah, their employers, the employee cost will go up definitely. Can we look at the balance sheet or something? Financials. Okay, employee cost. This will bump up massively for all these companies. Either they hire more people or they're doubling. See, Wipro is doubling their by next year, right? Okay, this year they itself they doubled already. Will increase it by 30% next year. So they are hoping that it will improve. It will improve. But yes, see, so they are just going by 30 instead of 100. What they did. It will be an exponential multiplication, right? So obviously they are not going to go double and double blindly. in fee, right? So looking at the income statement here, expenses, see, this is going to just double easily. It can be double, right? If the number of employees increase, will it not double? And if the salaries are increased, of course it will be double, right? Only thing that is stopping them are, power and fuel cost, business travels and all. IT companies don't need raw materials at all. This is something else. Yeah, so Wipro is a, they have their consumer products as well. So that's their raw material expenses. They manufacture smart bulbs and whatnot. Let me see. Mm, the services, IT products, Wipro, FMCG. Yeah, so Wipro has this also. So Wipro has some, raw materials cost, but Infi is not into that segment at all. So they're lessening this, right? So they will, given the pandemic, so they'll just focus on their main business of IT services. So this will go up massively. So yeah, so their margins might come down drastically next year if they don't you know take up much revenue. They're acquiring more and more as well, so their one-time cost also will jump up. Where do we see? Hmm. So yeah, Wipro's condition is so. Infosys, I'm not sure, but I'm not sure if Infi did any acquisition. Yeah, so the main topic was, make transaction into relationships. You know, people should be doing that, company should be doing that, right? So that's what this thing is about. Great attrition or attraction, choice is yours. So this is for the company people, I guess. So awesome survey by McKinsey and good graphs, good UI UX, everything. Thanks to Finshot as well for deriving this 20% thing, highlighting it up. So yeah, I think that's all. We'll see you in the next